Monty, I just wanted to point out one of the comments, and it was talking about being skeptical about assessments. And, I'm right there with you. In fact, that was kind of the motivation for creating this. Assessments just don't measure as deeply and as accurately as we want, and we've spent a great deal of time trying to achieve that. But so thanks for bringing up that comment.
So on that note, let's show what is different and transition into some slides on what is VuJaDe and then get into the system. To sort of experience the world and take in information. So going back to about 1982, 83, using Harvard graphics, I would go into my boss and with a deck of slides, since I'm hugely visual, and start basically taking him through the slides. I think he was highly auditory. And as we were talking, his head would start tilting. And when his ear hit his shoulder blade or the top of his shoulder here, conversation over. That was highly frustrating to a visual like myself. Let's talk about where did the name VuJaDe come from? So this actually goes back to George Carlin. David found a video of George Carlin from about 2008 when he used the word VuJaDe. Adam Grant put it into his book on originals. And if we look into the second paragraph, last sentence, VuJaDe is the reverse. We face something familiar, but we see it with fresh perspective that enables us to gain new insights on old problems. So Doug was reading this book and what was it, 2000?
2021.
And we were meeting in Las Vegas to sort of pull all of our heads together to figure out how to build the system and go forward. And he brought forth this title by the name of VuJaDe. And my synopsis of VuJaDe is a fresh perspective on something we're familiar with. And then we're going to take you to the heart of the system, where we basically utilize the data through the algorithms to determine how much effort is required to build bridges to other people. So we think we have something incredibly novel. Nobody has really ever taken psychometric data to this extent. So we're really quite excited to share this with you, as well as get your feedback and perspective. We have a tendency to communicate based upon how we like to take in information and process it. So the point in the lower left-hand corner is this enables us to sort of uncover our unique traits and support other people to better connect and collaborate with them. And we truly believe that leaders are at their best when they are able to flex and align with other people's traits, particularly if leaders are attempting to work with people at various levels in the organization. And I use leaders not as people who are placed in leadership roles, but anybody that's basically influencing other people. So the result of this is this information can help not only self, but others figure out how to build bridges to each other to better communicate and build stronger relationships and higher levels of rapport. But most importantly, we believe it can lead to building trust. And you basically can get in and poke around and see your data. So on the left-hand side, upper right-hand side, you'll see the menu. Doug just expanded it. And the first, with the single person, is your report. So when you do VuJaDe, you can go in and look at your data. The second one is one-on-one, place somebody else in your team against your data. And then the last area is the team data. Comes through in terms of our data. We're both introvert, so we need time to sort of pause and think and sleep on it and all those kinds of things. And again, this is how the system is parsing our data. Doug is over here on the right-hand side, basically showing that we can demonstrate the data in this comparison in pie charts. So this is comparing my degree of introverted to Doug's degree of introverted. And down at the bottom, you can start seeing how we're providing information in terms of, okay, what's the significance of this? And what are the definitions that we're using to basically, in this case, define introvert versus extrovert. And we're using the classic definitions of where people get their energy. extroverts getting it from other people and being around other people and the energy that comes from those people, whereas the introverts getting the energy from self as well as their environment, which sort of says, this is why I live at 8,000 feet in the Colorado mountains. I like my space and the spirituality of the environment that I'm in. Here's where we're basically looking at the data from a standard deviation perspective. So right in the middle on this spectrum, you'll see a white line, and that's the mean. And then you can see we have gradations that are going out from the mean. The first gradation is that 0.3. So anybody that's within that zone of 0.3, either to the left or to the right, would be what we would call ambivert. They can basically toggle back and forth very easily between introvert, extrovert, and back and forth. I'm the tan colored dot at 2 standard deviations from the mean, and Doug is at 1.33. The fact of the matter is that little bit of difference is exhibited in our behaviors. I take a little bit more time to sort of process and think through things. And Doug knows that when he poses a question to me, sometimes it's best then for him to go get a cup of coffee, and then he'll come back and seek my response. So what the system is enabling us to do is at a much, much deeper level understand what makes people unique and special. So even on my comparison to Doug's introvertedness, I am unique and special compared to him. And the system is able to sort of parse that data. So I'm going to stop there at this stage and see what kinds of questions and thoughts you have.